One of my subs here, Nebula's son, points out, can you talk about the Simone Biles case? All the misandric are attacking her husband for not being a woman worshiper. And I say, okay, well, let's take a look. I'm going to look at these two cases, Simone by E.T., and we'll show you this young lady because she, of course, gets pissed off. So this is only a couple minutes long. We'll take a look at this. By the way, I had to look up who Simone Biles was. She is, or at least was, a gymnast. Okay. Now let's get into this.
How in the hell did you pull Simone Biles? Really, how?
Well, the answer is he's higher status than she is. He's a football player who's probably bringing home big bucks. She's an Olympic athlete. They don't get a lot of money. So that's how he did it. Okay.
Really, how she pulled me, man? That's the question.
Oh,
man.
Lord.
Simone Biles' husband.
So this is the this is the issue in a nutshell. He admitted that she went after him. And she got him. And she's not an ugly girl, but she's far from as good looking as he could have gotten. It just goes to show you guys that men take what they can get. He jumped to the first woman who showed him some attention.
Jonathan Owens says he's the catch in their relationship and admits when they first started dating, he had never heard of the four-time Olympic gold medalist.
And this is true because I've never heard of her. You know why? Because the Olympics are boring and they're not long lasting. It's that simple. I've never heard of this girl. And so if I haven't heard of her, I know a lot of other people haven't heard. I bet if I ask anyone in my family, have you ever heard of Simone Biles? They'll say, no, I don't know who that is. People aren't that interested in gymnasts.
Something you don't want to miss.
The newlyweds, who tied the knot back in April, recently sat down for a chat on the Pivot podcast and reflected on how they first met after Simone popped up on a dating app back in 2020.
Let me see who this is. Gymnastics, I ain't.
She went after him. She popped up for him. She's looking for this guy.
You know, I never really paid attention to gymnastics, so it piqued my curiosity, you know.
While it seems unlikely or even impossible that the Green Bay Packers safety had never heard of Simone,
it's not only is it possible, it is very likely. Like I said, I've never heard of this woman.
he tried his best to explain how the Olympic hero managed to fly under his radar.
He doesn't need to explain. She's really a nobody.
When she won the Olympics, I was in college, and we didn't have NBC, we didn't have Olympic channels, and we're in camp. We're in camp, late July, early August. So I'm not paying attention to, you know. So I never would have had a moment.
Yeah, look at this guy's face, right? You've never heard of her? Yeah, he doesn't. He's a busy man. He's got a real career, dude. And this young lady's a nobody.
To where I would have watched, like.
And the pro football player shared how he felt after she first messaged him.
I didn't know.
There you go. She messaged him because he has higher status than her.
Who she was at the time, but like the first thing that I saw was that she just had a bunch of followers. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she got to be good.
Well, she doesn't have to be good. There's all kinds of scumbags who have lots of followers, but.
Once they connected, Jonathan says things took off fast. Simone driving 40.
Yeah, she's got her hooks into this guy. It took off fast because guess what? She doesn't love this man. She just saw him and said he's a football player. He's going to be making tons of money. More money than she ever will.
45 minutes to visit him in Houston, and the rest is history.
I guess sharing it is just a part of my story.
This is a very plain girl. Like, she's not ugly. But this guy could do so much better than this.
Part of my story.
So you was really the catch in.
I always say we, the men, the catch, man. I always say we the catch. Man.
And he's right, though, because the men bring everything to the relationship. The women bring nothing. So he's right. And guess what? People like this young lady they're going to have a very big issue with this.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did though.
Is what you're saying.
Cause I was fighting it. I was afraid to commit. But you know, like,
The reason why you're afraid to commit is because only the man commits. The woman doesn't commit to anything. A woman can dump the relationship at any time. So you are right to commit. In fact, you shouldn't have done it.
I said, man, it happened when you least expect it.
It wasn't until they started stepping out together that Jonathan realized just how famous and beloved his leading lady is.
It was all these moms, and you know they're there with their kids, and we walk.
Yeah, all these moms. In other words, women care about this girl, not the guys. Right.
Walk past, and everybody stopped and just kids are like shaking, and it was like, oh my God. And I'm like,
To me, I'm just Simone, so I'm like, how do these people even know who I am? But it's also cool that they recognize the talent that Team USA brought.
Jonathan popped the question on
Notice this is a very stereotypical photo of what I see in couples now. The guy's showing love to his girl, and the girl's mugging for the camera. So you really think this woman gives a shit about this guy? He's being used. He's just another male sucker.
Valentine's Day 2022, and the couple said "I do" in April in a private city hall ceremony in Texas.
Stop, I can't. You guys can make me blush.
They later tied the knot for a second time in Cabo San
So you
Lucas.
see what happened there, right? Why'd they do it twice? The first one was super quick, so she knows she's got him officially. Then the second one was to make her the star of the show. He's sitting there waiting like the servant that he is, and she gets to walk down the aisle as a princess, right? Right.
Mexico in May in front of 144 guests, including their wedding party of 8 bridesmaids and 7 groomsmen. And in the months since, Simone has frequently been spotted giving her man a supportive kiss before his games.
Really? What are you talking about? Doesn't she have a career of her own? No, she says she's a 4-time medalist, means she's past her prime. Her career is over. So she wants to retire. And guess what? You make chump change as an Olympic athlete unless you gain like sponsors, like selling Nikes or something. I've never seen her on TV, so she isn't selling anything. That's why she found this sucker.
Oh, love it. Let's do that.
After the podcast went live, Jonathan faced some backlash over his "the catch" comment.
So you was really the catch in.
I always say we the men the catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
Yeah.
You see, that old premise of just have confidence, bro. Women despise confidence in men. This man told the truth. He is the catch, and it pisses everyone off, right? So know what that is. Now that we've got that, like here at all, I had to find out who she was. Let's get into how pissed off this woman is. She has no reason to be pissed off. None. This guy didn't do anything.
And welcome back to my channel. It is me, your snowboarding instructor, off-duty looking ass. Do I not have that vibe today? Anyway, so we're here to talk about Simone Biles. Now, there's been this like 2-minute piece of an interview that's been going around. It's been on basically every social media, so I cannot escape it once again.
Well, just don't go on social media, you know. I've never heard of it till now. Someone had to point this out to me, so.
And it's an interview with her and her husband. The clip we're going to be talking about is specifically her husband speaking, which I'm going to tell you now, it's mind-numbing. There's a lot.
Okay, look how pissed it's mind-numbing. So this guy pointing out that she went after him because he's higher status, that's mind-numbing, right?
I'm going to say, but I'm just going to keep me going off for later. I'm just going to say this as just a little preface. There are names that you know even if you don't follow sports, right?
Well, it's not Simone Biles, lady. Never heard of her. She's nobody.
So the majority of us know who Michael Jordan is, even if you don't follow basketball, never have played it. A lot.
Lady, what's your name? Ready to glare? Ready to glare. Name me a male gymnast off the top of your head. I bet you can't. I bet you would have to look up one online. Right. We don't give a shit about gymnasts.
A lot of us, most of us, I'd say, know who Ronaldo is, even though you might have not played soccer, don't watch
Never heard of that guy. Sorry.
soccer, right? There are some names that are historically and culturally significant that you know regardless of your knowledge in sports. Can we
Yeah, and it's not Simone Biles. First time ever heard. Nebula had to tell me about this case. This is the first time I've ever heard of her.
all just address that? You don't need to have an extensive history, but the name will ring a bell. Specifically with people like Simone Biles, where at least in the States, probably in Canada, you guys can tell me in other countries, even here in Italy, I remember seeing some stuff. But anyway, so let's keep this in mind. So there's this clip going around of Simone Biles and her husband, and they're being interviewed. But again, it's only 2 minutes, so let's also keep
I
that
know this pisses you off, but she's nobody.
to account that other things happened before or after. This clip is so demoralizing to me, and I understand why people are kind of afraid or don't want to invest in marriage when they see partners behaving the way this man does, because
So this guy was just truthful that she came after him, and it's obvious he makes the money. So this demoralizes you? Okay. So this guy, like Nebula was right. This guy doesn't know his place. No matter how much higher he is than the woman, he's got to say, I'm lesser than her. Wow. People are disgusting.
it's truly gross. But let me just show you. For the sake of transparency, I've already obviously seen this clip multiple times. I do not
This is how much women hate men, everyone. This is much how women hate men. This guy recognizes he's the more he's higher in status than his woman. And just recognizing that is gross.
not like this man. I do not like his behavior. I believe he is a walking red flag, and it takes a while for me to say that because I don't like using that loosely. This is where the clip starts.
Yes, you do. You like using it loosely. You have used it loosely. This guy, red flag just means this guy is going to be a doormat 100%. That's all it means. But it's too late, lady. That guy was dumb enough to get married. He's locked in. That's why that young girl, who's, let's face it, she's nobody. She had that great big smile on her face all the time because she knows she's got it made.
For a couple of days, man, and it's like she pops.
We know what he said, so we'll get to what her reaction is. She's going to be really pissed off.
I have to love this one guy, one of the interviewers. I don't know who any of these people are, to be fair, so I'm sorry if I'm not using their names, but this interviewer just
Really, you don't know who these interviewers are? How can you not know who these interviewers are? It's funny how other people are nobodies to you, right? But to Simone, she's female, so she's got to be known.
just looking at him being like, I do not fucking believe you for a second that you didn't know who Simone.
Yeah, he's pandering, lady. I bet he didn't know who Simone was. Again, this is the first time I'm hearing of this woman's existence. Nobody gives a shit about gymnasts. Again, name one male gymnast. You can't. Everyone watches the main ones, basketball and football and baseball. And here in Canada, hockey. Those are the big four. And I'm not interested in hockey either. So there's a lot of hockey players I've never heard of.
Biles was. I don't like anything that's going on here. Truly putting on my most empathetic, willing to give the benefit of the doubt hat.
Keep your gaslighting to yourself. You're not giving any benefits to the doubts. This woman could easily be unknown. She is easily unknown. She's not known. I have to correct myself for the third time. This woman is a nobody. Right? So you're just pissed that this guy said the truth.
I do not believe this for a second. Now, granted, he may not have known who Simone Biles was, right? But
So I've got to be a liar too then, because I've never heard of this nobody. She's a nobody.
any person with 1/70th of a brain cell, which is already saying a lot for this man, probably considering.
Oh, he's stupid just because when he was working hard at his career, he didn't watch everything on TV. Like, is he supposed to know all the soccer players and all the gymnasts and all the shot putters and discus throwers? He's supposed to know all the sports. He doesn't have time for that.
The things he's saying. 1/70th is my generosity for Christmas. You're welcome. You see someone has a big following. Are you not curious as to why that is? And he says,
well, lady, you might have a big following, and I see you as an asshole, right?
he saw that she was a gymnast, and I'm like, there aren't like a billion gymnasts in the world who have her following. And it's also like, would you not want to know where that following comes from? Because if you have that big of a following as a
what does her following mean at all? What does that mean? She has a following. Okay. All it means is some people follow her. I don't know where you're going with this. Well, I do. You're pissed that this nobody isn't a somebody to this guy. He's more famous than she is. He's more important than she is. That's a fact. You're going to have to deal with that.
Gymnast. First of all, it's not only gymnasts who are following you if there are that many people. So you have to wonder, okay, was she on TV in some kind of show for gymnasts? Was she in the Olympics? Was she, like, where is this coming from? How do you not want to know when you're swiping on?
Did he say that he didn't want to know? Look, lady, men want to get together with women. If we gave a shit beyond that, most men wouldn't deal with you.
On someone. This seems like basic knowledge. And the craziest part too is that even if you thought it was fake, right? You have to look into the person they're faking.
You're an idiot. Men just want to have a pretty girl in their life. So stow it. Men still have housewives. They still have women who are boring and have no inner life and have no personal skills or personality. They're just there. So shut up over this.
To kind of be able to call them out for it, right? All of this is just mystifying to me because it's like, so you were kind of willing to get to know someone without knowing anything about them and assuming they were.
So you want to get to know someone without knowing something about them? What the hell? Do you realize how stupid you sound? That's the whole getting to know them process, genius. And if you want to get to know someone, you don't necessarily start at their following. You want to know them personally, which really tells me a lot about you. What you're saying is you don't care about a man's personality or interpersonal life. You care about what he does. And so you're projecting your desires, your female desires, onto men. Think what's important to a man should be what a woman does for a living. Sorry, we're not like you.
Kind of a catfish because the real Simone Biles to you was too famous to be on the app, even though you didn't really understand who Simone Biles. Do you see?
What do you mean the real Simone Biles? She's a stranger who happened to swipe right.
Where I'm kind of getting stuck here. When something seems too good to be true, and this might just be me, I turn on my investigation mode. Now that's not saying cross.
Okay, enough of this horseshit. This woman is pathetic. She's angry that this woman, Simone, is a nobody. Simply because she's female, she thinks everyone should know her. You being female means shit. You just have to tell these loonies everything. Let's see. Let's get into anything else. We'll go back into this. I just want to see if there's anything else there. Okay, another one. Simone, stand up. Why? I hated the interview with Simone Biles' husband. Well, you hated her the same reason this woman hated her, because this guy doesn't know his place. He showed his true value and he spoke it honestly. How long is this? Oh my God, it's almost 20 minutes of this woman crying. Okay. I'm not going to put that shit on. Not for 20 minutes. Let's hear a bit of it.
Don't you ever in your motherfucking life try to play me in public.
Oh, yeah. She's not angry, is she? Is she?
And when Biles made the first move, he had never heard of the 4-time Olympic gold medalist before.
Of course, because I haven't. No one gives a shit. I know you think they do. Most of the Olympic sports are boring as hell. Hey, ask me, do I know who the Olympic snowboarders are? No. Do I know who the Olympic, bobsledders are? No. Come on, lady.
Hmm. Angering people even further, when host Ryan Clark asked
Not angering people, angering women. You're pissed off.
Owens if he considered himself the catch in their relationship, Owens quickly agreed that he did. He revealed that he had also been, quote, afraid to commit. Literally had been on the app for a couple days, man, and it's like she pops up and I'm like, let me see who this is. I had never really paid attention to gymnastics, so it piques my curiosity.
That's right. He's never been into gymnastics, and a lot of us are. I'm not either. Most people aren't. You aren't into gymnastics. You are into females. So that's what's going on here. So, okay, I'm not going to show any more of that horse shit. Let's see what else we got here. Anyone else? Signs that the man you're with is attracted to you, not concerned. Oh, she breaks down in tears after her husband says he's the catch. Well, he is the catch, lady. You went after him. Let's hear this.
Simone Biles has cried over the drama surrounding her husband, saying he's the better catch in their marriage. This happened after a new podcast episode aired where Jonathan shockingly claimed that he had no idea who Simone was when they met.
There's nothing shocking about this. I know you guys want it to be shocking. It isn't.
And he also said that he considers himself the catch in their relationship.
Well, he would be right to say that because he is. If he wasn't higher status than her, she wouldn't have mentioned him. She would want nothing to do with this guy.
I didn't know who she was at the time, but she came through.
Okay, we don't need to hear any more of this. Why are you people shocked? I've never heard of this woman, ever. Right? Backlash, anything else? It's all the same horse shit. All this is based on a man saying he is worthy. That's what this is. This is proof positive. Society hates men. At the very least, other men should be backing this guy up and saying, yeah, of course he's better. He's making millions and millions of dollars. This woman isn't. This woman is broke. Remember, unless she gets a sneaker deal, unless she gets into commercials, her money is chump change, right? And look, how much money do Olympic athletes make? I'll balloon it up a little bigger for you guys. There, Olympians, for example, earned $37,500 for each gold medal they win this year. $22,500 for each silver medal and $15,000 for each bronze. Okay, so if this young lady won a gold medal every time she went, she'd be making less than $40,000 each time in the 4 years. So Simone here, where is she? Let's get her up here. Simone here is broke. She doesn't have any money. This guy will be making in the millions if he's good at what he does. So that's what's going on here. This guy is a mark. This woman got the sucker into a marriage. He has no rights in this marriage. She's going to eventually, it's not going to be forever. She says, for life. That's a lie. This woman is going to put up with this guy for a number of years, then she's going to bail and she's going to get a payout. Right? And even though he's the victim, everyone is pissed off with him saying the simple truth of it. man, this is really rage inducing, really. Oh, by the way, uh, who was that young lady I was talking to earlier? Where is she? Where is she? Yeah, bring her up
And
again.
crossing
Shut
certain
up.
boundaries of
I said, shut up.